Hey folks, welcome to the Wealth Transfer with TC. Today I'm going to talk about Bitcoin phishing and some of the different platforms that we have been discussing over the last 8, 9, 10 months, and kind of discuss, first of all, a little bit of strategy, but also kind of deal with some of the issues with Bitcoin going down to 17,600. Then we had this whole roller coaster thing dealing with Luna and then Celsius and then Voyager. So we've had some of these platforms actually shut off withdrawals. People can't get their money out. And then we also had some platforms outside the United States that actually did the same thing too as well. You didn't hear too much about those. But one of the things that I wanted to bring up was, when all this happened with this whole roller coaster of the crypto markets, Bitcoin going down to 17,600, and we saw which platforms actually were able to stand. We saw which ones became shaky. And so we're going to deal with some of those concerns. I'm going to go over each of the different platforms. What's going to happen when you do actually catch Bitcoin? All right. And what you're going to do with it. So I'm going to discuss that a little bit. Because one of the most important things is that for some of you who are going to be cashing out some of your Bitcoin, you're going to need to be on a platform to be able to cash that out. If you have your Bitcoin on a hard wallet and you want to cash it out, you're going to have to go to an exchange that's going to allow you to cash it out. But if you're not using that exchange and all of a sudden you just start transferring money in there just to try to cash it out, you might run into some problems. So that's one of the reasons why I am working on some of these platforms right now. Right? I've already signed up, and maybe got a little bit of crypto on there. So there's no issues in the future. So before me right now, I have the Bitcoin phishing by limit orders. And I have most of the platforms here on this document dealing with the Bitcoin phishing. I went over each of these platforms. I looked at the news. I looked to see if they had any type of issues. And so when it comes to some of these platforms, there might be a couple that we might need to worry about. And that's why you need to transfer your Bitcoin either to a hard wallet or to an exchange that's going to allow you to cash out your Bitcoin. And then also we had the crypto exchange limits, where I kind of give a brief overview of some of the limits that they have. So, like you have Kraken, Coinbase, Binance, Phemex, Webull, Bittrex, Kucoin, Robinhood, LBank, Gemini. Some of these are going to be very important when you are transferring funds around. When Bitcoin does go to zero, right, it's not going to be worth very much until it actually bounces back up. So if it bounces back up to 10 or 20,000, it's going to change how you're able to withdraw. All right, so I didn't see any issues with Bittrex. I believe you can attach your bank account to Bittrex. And then we also have Kucoin, which if you are in the United States or Canada, you guys already know that you can't attach like you can attach your bank account. And I know you can attach a card, but as far as like a bank account to where if you were to cash out, you can send it directly to your bank account. As far as right now, as far as I know, you cannot do that. Right? But Kucoin and Bittrex, they're both the Prophetic platforms that Christopher Harris mentioned dealing with Bitcoin phishing. Then we also have Coinbase. Right? We also have a prophetic word from Maria Conwell dealing with Coinbase, setting our limits at 10 cents on Coinbase. Now there's Coinbase and Coinbase Pro. Coinbase Pro is eventually going away. Hopefully that this would happen before Coinbase Pro goes away. So I have orders on Coinbase Pro and Coinbase. Now folks, this is the issue. There have been some prophetic words, and I've shared them here, about Coinbase, being frozen, a hack. And recently, Christopher Harris put out this message, and he said, for anyone on Coinbase, I have serious prophetic warnings about them, so I don't suggest you hold coins there. One warning implied they will have a vulnerability and may be hacked as they suspended withdrawals. Right? So it links to two different prophetic words dealing with Coinbase, and he was referring to this post by Ben Armstrong, BitBoy Crypto. Coinbase shut down their affiliate program and are getting rid of Coinbase Pro. Recent history would suggest there could be some trouble ahead for Coinbase, so tread lightly. If Coinbase were to go insolvent, this would break crypto in the crypto space like we have never seen before. Right? So we know that Coinbase has issues. We don't want them to fall. I mean, this is one of the things I wanted to bring up, folks. When I first got into Bitcoin phishing, it was amazing that I didn't know how many people within the wealth transfer who were using Coinbase to purchase their cryptocurrency. Okay, I did not realize that. So when it comes to the enemy, and he wants to take away the wealth transfer from as many people as possible. And for a lot of people who are not computer literate, maybe younger or older, and I've said this a million times, so it's very easy for a lot of people in the wealth transfer just to use Coinbase. So I have tried over time for those of you who were using Coinbase, get to know how to use it, learn it, and then move on to the next platform. So the only thing that I have on Coinbase right now, just my Bitcoin buy limit orders. Okay, so you guys shouldn't have anything else on your platform. And if you do, then you need to move it, and I'll get into that here in a second. Right? But as far as Bitcoin buy limit orders, so let's say, for instance, we do get the crash. So what you're going to do is, what I have shared before, I'm going to try to cash out some of my Bitcoin on Coinbase. Some of it I am going to transfer to a hard wallet. Some of it I am going to transfer to Kraken, also FTX, and I'll get into that. If you're on Kucoin, you're going to have to do that anyway. If you're on Kucoin here within the United States, you are going to have to send your Bitcoin either to a hard wallet or to a platform that can cash your Bitcoin out. We know that we have prophetic instructions to take some of your Bitcoin and put it into XRP, put it into XLM, put it into Shiba Inu, and a few other coins, right? So we know that part. But as far as cashing out, you are going to have to send your BTC to a platform that can cash it out. So those are for people who are within the United States and Canada, right? So those are just things that you're going to have to think about. And I thought about, whatever I get on Kucoin, I was going to send to Coinbase to try to cash it out. No, anything that I have on Kucoin that I get on Kucoin, I'm going to be sending it to Kraken and FTX for the most part. All right, so the only thing you should have on there on both of those exchanges is your Bitcoin buy limit orders, and I encourage you to start using either Kraken or FTX. Now, this is the thing. You're not going to always be able to transfer all of your altcoins. I signed up for FTX, and I can't transfer in any XLM. Now, with Kraken, you can. So I hold XLM. So if I wanted to transfer XLM, I would have to use Kraken. So I'm using both. But both platforms are going to allow me to cash out Bitcoin without the issues that some of these other platforms may have. Okay. Then we have LBank. You cannot attach your bank account to LBank. So one of the things that you're going to have to do, that once you do catch Bitcoin, you're going to have to send it out. Now, is LBank shaky? I was just doing research, and it seemed like they were doing hiring like in Africa and a few other places. I didn't see any issues. I didn't see them reducing like their benefits. I didn't see them reducing like they have like these contests and stuff. So I didn't see any of that. So, but LBank, you cannot attach your bank account, so you're going to have to send any Bitcoin you get from LBank to another platform. Then we have Kraken, and I've already discussed that. That's going to be one of the platforms I'll be sending finance to, and I can cash it out and send it directly to my bank account. Now, Gemini. Okay, now Gemini actually laid off some people. All right, so that has me concerned that if you have to lay off, say, like 10% of your staff or whatever, then I'm going to have some concerns about that, because that goes to show that you might be a little bit shaky. Seeing the only thing that I have on there right now is my Bitcoin buy limit orders and a little bit of Shiba Inu, and that's it. And I've set my Bitcoin buy limit orders in Euro and the British Pound. So, but Gemini, if you're here in the United States, yes, you can attach your bank account. So if I do get Bitcoin on Gemini, I'll probably just be cashing that out. Because, that's the other thing is right now that XRP is still not available on all these platforms unless you are outside of the United States. So keep that in mind, folks. And maybe some countries have different laws concerning XRP. But if you're outside the United States and you're using Kucoin, you can purchase XRP. Now, some people say here in the United States you can purchase it if you don't do your verification or whatever. I'm not sure about Bittrex, and I'm not sure about Kraken or any of these other platforms that if you're outside the United States dealing with XRP, but from what I understand, you can. I was actually able to purchase XRP on LBank, but I'm just using right now UPHOLD for all of my XRP transactions. right? And eventually I'll be transferring my XRP to a hard wallet. So then we have FTX, right? And I can only set my Bitcoin buy limit orders no less than $1. But one of the things is that if there is a crypto failure, right, and platforms begin to shut down, FTX is going to be one of those that's going to still be standing. All right, so they have one of the most solvent crypto platforms, and that's why I'm sending a lot of my Bitcoin to FTX and to Kraken from platforms that I can't cash out on. Right? Gate, I didn't see any problems with Gate. Phemex, you can't even attach your bank account, but I didn't see anything dealing with Phemex having any kind of issues. Kubaya Global, the only thing that I would have on there if I was on there was the low BTC orders if phishing, because from what I understand, it was a Chinese-based exchange, and the users have reported MEXC can place low Bitcoin buy limit orders, and I haven't heard anything negative about MEXC. And you can go to the, like say here is the CoinMarketCap rankings. Binance, Coinbase, like I said, Coinbase may have some issues, and we really need to pray about this, right? And for those folks who are using it, please start using other platforms. If anything that if you're going to be using any other platforms, FTX and Kraken, all right? You have Gate, Binance.us, Bitfinex, Kubaya Global, Gemini is number 10. Like I said, they were laying off people. Some of these other platforms, I don't have any idea. Now, Crypto.com, I do want to talk about that. You can't set low buy limit orders if you're here in the United States. Now, you might be able to under their Pro platform or whatever they call it, but they have some issues too as well. All right, so you have to be careful. When things happen, you're gonna need to be able to start moving things around. When these things happen, you don't want to be trying to learn how to transfer your Bitcoin out to another platform or learn how to use a hard wallet. All right, those are things that we should be doing now. So pretty much most of the platforms that I'm doing phishing on are safe. Just a little issues with Coinbase, and we're praying about that. And also Gemini, which I have some possible issues with down the road in the future if they are actually laying off people. Everybody else seems to be okay. Now, one of the things about FTX.us is that once you do your identity verification, you have unlimited crypto withdrawals, unlimited USD deposits and withdrawals. So that's very important. So that link is in the Bitcoin phishing document. Like I said, I was able to put in Bitcoin buy limit orders at $1 each as a test. Now, if you use regular FTX that is outside the United States, I have no idea if you can put it in low Bitcoin buy limit orders. So if you are outside the United States, please let me know so I can update the Bitcoin buy limit order for people who are outside of the United States. Now, one of the things that I want to get into, okay, is your hard wallets, right? You have your Nano X, right? And you want to be able to use this not just with your home desk computer, but you also want to be able to use it with your phone. So you want to make sure that you have a Bluetooth-enabled hardware wallet, right? Because if for any reason these things begin to happen, you're out of town or you're not at home and you need to start doing some things, then you're able to use your hard wallet with your cell phone. Now, other hard wallets might work differently. Then you have Trezor, right? And so you can see the prices. Now, some of these aren't cheap. And I already know that I'm going to be transferring a lot of my Bitcoin off exchange, when that time happens, because I'm not going to be selling it all. I do want to hold on to some. Maybe about 10% of all Bitcoin I get, I'll transfer to a hard wallet. Even if you don't have a hard wallet now, all you have to do is just type in how to use a Nano X ledger, right? And then you can go through, watch a couple videos from different perspectives and see how they did it, right? You could do the same thing with a Trezor, right? You had to set up a Trezor one tutorial, right? And some of these other hardware wallets that you can just look up your specific model, right? So you have these different tutorials. Then if, let's say, for instance, you have a MetaMask. So you have all these different options. And, I don't use, I have very little cryptocurrency on MetaMask and Uniswap and all that, the swap sites. But there are some cryptocurrencies you can't get unless you use those swaps. So these are all different options that people need to start looking at. If you're going to be involved in the wealth transfer, the most important thing you have to do is you have to educate yourself. And you just have to take the time out to learn. And it might be difficult at first, but eventually you will get it. Eventually you will master it. And eventually you'll be able to show somebody else how to do it without any issues at all whatsoever. It's just going to take time. And right now, time is short. So don't let time be your enemy at this point right now. So this link, the Bitcoin phishing link, will be down below in the description. Please take your time and read everything before you start just signing up for platforms. If you're doing Bitcoin phishing, one of the things, folks, you don't have to sign up with every single platform, right? At least Bittrex and Kucoin and maybe Coinbase. You're also going to need Kraken and FTX to possibly cash out a lot of the Bitcoin you may get, because this is what's going to happen. Right, we do have instructions to take some of our Bitcoin and put it into XRP and other cryptocurrencies, right? So we have that part. Then you have the part where you want to save a little bit of your Bitcoin, and that all depends on how much you get. If you only get 100, it's not like you might not send that much off to a hard wallet, right? You might reset yourself back up for Bitcoin buy limit orders, which is another thing that you're going to do when it does reach a certain point. We do have prophetic words that Bitcoin will go from 0 to 10,000 and then back to 0. So you may cash some out at 10,000, right? And reset up your Bitcoin buy limit orders, right? So you have all these different options that you're going to be dealing with your Bitcoin, and then some of it you're going to be cashing out because some of you are going to need the money to move. Some of you are going to need money to buy food and take care of bills, get some cash, buy some gold, some silver, and do some other things. That whatever the plan that God has for you. I don't know when this whole thing with Bitcoin going to 0 is going to happen, but we have instructions from the different prophets and various people on what we're supposed to do. And so you need the seed money to do everything. Hopefully you guys have learned some things, and hopefully that you guys have a better understanding going over this. So this document will be down below in the description. Please read the whole thing. Right? If you plan on doing phishing. So it's very important. Get yourself educated on all these different things that we discussed, especially the hard wallets, right? And make sure you have a safe where you can keep these things and out of reach, a fireproof safe, and don't be carrying your hard wallet around to where you can lose it, because it's a pain in the butt to get everything back. So, but I do pray that for those of you who cannot afford a hard wallet right now, and I pray that whatever investments that you have, I do believe that God is going to allow you to get some funds to be able to start using your hard wallet. And when this event happens, you're able to do that. So make sure you start learning these things now, educate yourself now, so that in the future you will be ready for any of these events. And hopefully that before this all even happens, that you will have seed money to get your hard wallet, or however God is leading you to do this. All right, folks, so that is all that I have for today. I thank you guys for listening. God bless. TC out.